Welcome to the show with Media for Growth.
Thank you, Rajiv. Really appreciate your time.
Many congratulations, Mani, for your new footprints in what is really a very exciting market that is Dubai. So if you could just tell us a bit more about what your acquisition is and what your plans are.
Glad to hear. Thanks for your congratulatory note for me. And, me and Vasant and then the team go a long way back. So being a Malaysian out-of-home media company, we are in Malaysia having a presence for more than 15 years. We are one of the largest digital out-of-home media player there with 250 screens plus. So when we registered with RTA somewhere around 2018, and we were looking out for a good opportunity to have our presence in Dubai, there were some opportunities here and there we get, but we don't want, they were not significant enough size-wise so that we could not able to spend time and effort to come here to establish ourselves. Then later part of last year, RTA issued a new tender. This time around they came out as bus media as a package. Bus shelters, movies related to the bus shelter, plus all the bus station naming rights and advertising rights. So that's like 1,400 buses, close to 900 bus shelters, plus 523 movies, plus 22 bus station naming rights, and then advertising rights put together as a package. We felt this is the right opportunity for us to explore and enter. We are fortunate enough. We emerged as the winner, and then just we signed a contract with RTA and started our operations starting this September. Part of our winning process, we have committed some of the innovations for the media assets. So part of it, we are going to upgrade the bus shelters with this LED screens, digital screens, and plus the movies also with digital screens. Beside that, we are going to have a digital screens inside the bus as well as outside the bus, subject to RTA approval. So these are all the innovations has been earlier approved by the commercial department, so which we wanted to bring into the forefront. Beside this, we are also looking at how best the practices when it comes to printing installation procedures, because RTA gives very high importance to the buses. In the past, most of the media owners failed because of penalty itself. Because when you take out the posters, the paint peels off together with the posters. This is very common in the bus media, right? Because it's not like a car. Car paintings are, dip procedure. They just dip in the paint and take it. Buses were, spray painted with the clear coat lacquer, it comes out. So we are coming out with the innovation done by the MagTech, like a PPF film, how you protect your car. This film is very specifically made for the bus media. So we are putting up this film on the bus so that it protects the paint. So we put the poster on top of the film. So when we remove the poster, it doesn't affect the paint. So this is something new. Nowhere in the world in bus media advertising has been done in the past like this. It cost a significant capital upfront investment for us, but we do understand the long-term benefit, and the bus company, which is RTA, they are also very happy about this. So that's step one. Step two, we are bringing in the polymeric vinyls. All the while monomeric vinyl was used in the industry. We are coming out with the polymeric vinyl along with the air escape technology, so that you will not see the bubbles. And we are also ensuring every visual that goes out, it is done on a eco solvent or with the UV print, and we ensure it's vinyl. All the vinyls are laminated, so it gives you the high quality feeling graphics when the buses are roaming around. So that's how we could able to bring in the most premium brands on the buses. We don't want the bus media to be seen as a cheap media. We want to keep that standard to a high standard media, like how Singapore has done, how Europe has done. We wish to have a similar model. So that's when it comes to innovation, this is what we are currently working on.
Keeping in view your existing businesses that you have managed, this looks like a new front for you altogether. It called for a lot of expertise and a lot of experience to be brought together. So how did you manage that?
Yes, obviously, every change that takes place, we have to work with the experts. when it comes to bus printing side of the business, because it is not conventional printing, like billboards and everything. This is you need extra expertise. So we engaged with the multiple suppliers in this area. We have worked with one company in France who is specialized vehicle branding company. So they are not only just on the selling front, they are also having the expertise on how to execute when it comes to finance. And we also closely work with the MacTech with the principal itself. So MacTech, we did explain about all the issues. So they have came out with a tailor-made product called SAG25. It's tailor-made product. It's not available. Even if you search in the Google, you will not get a data sheet. It's a tailor-made product for the buses, so which will protect this. So likewise, we are engaging with the various supply chain to bring the experts to handle the job so that our innovation can be achieved, practically without any issues. And not only when it comes to digital front, obviously we have all the expertise that we have. We are operating 250 screens. We are programmatically enabled the company. So we bring the programmatic to the programmatic out-of-home media to the bus shelters. This is going to be a big game changer for a low entry. Entry cost is going to be lower. There won't be a cost on the production side. So if you take 100 bus shelters, 100 MOPs, it's going to be as a package. You will have a quick turnaround time, and you can have a short-term campaigns, tactical campaigns. These are all going to be an avenue for media planners.
Wonderful. Mani, you made a very pertinent point that, when it comes to bus shelter media or bus media, there was also a perception that it would not be the most attractive medium for a variety of brands, but you are changing that. So how are you bringing about that image makeover itself for this format?
Okay, first of all, I'll tell you some practical issues. Then you will be able to relate how we are going to overcome one by one. When you drive in Dubai, the bus shelter design-wise, the original company which has done this have done a good job. Okay, but they were actually fluorescent tubes lights as a backlight format. Okay, if you see in Dubai, most of the time you see those tubes are visible when you're driving. You see the visible, and then the tubes are visible from the back. The reason being, when you are going for a cheap print, this is what you will get. You have to buy the high quality vinyl, which is thicker and which differs the luminance of the light. So this is the material that we need to use. So we have just rolled out one campaign, and we are rolling out the girl that you see in the screen here. This one is a new campaign that we are coming out with to promote the bus shelters. So this is going to be really stunning. You will not be able to see the backlit fluorescent tubes in the front line. And also the ink depth that we are using is very much suitable for the daylight as well as for the night light. You have to strike a balance between them. When it comes to the backlight media, you have to go, that's what I say, it is not just the media itself. You have to put a lot of effort on the printing side to understand type of media, type of location, everything you have to take into consideration to come out with this. What we do for the buses may not be suitable for the bus shelters. Bus shelters, we have completely a different plan altogether when it comes to the executions. So this is how we are slowly transforming to improve the image of the bus shelters. And moreover, what has happened in the past 15 years before, the rider profile of the buses were like low income group. Now it's not the case anymore, because Dubai has become a high income economy. The people have started using public transport like Singapore. So the income range somewhere between 6,000 or 7,000 above all the way until 15,000 earners also using the buses here. And the average bus ridership data as of 2023 per day average data is around 450,000 plus people are using the buses. And we are not only looking at the bus riders per se. Buses go around almost and cover 82% of the populations here. So in such a way, we get to have the broader coverage. And if you take, I will tell from the media perspective also, how buses play the role. I'm combining the bus and bus shelter here and there. So both has its own advantage. Bus shelters per se, it has the point of interest attraction to it. If you are looking at, for example, a petrol station who wants to advertise a particular oil product near to the petrol gas stations, that's possible with the bus shelters. It's our proximity to those gas stations. Yes. Now coming to the bus itself, if you are looking at any media asset in 3 locations, especially Sheikh Zayed Road, Al Khail Road, and in Hessa Street, most of them are taken up. not available. Inventory is not available during the peak season now. So buses, alternative way, it's a moving billboard to the closer proximity to the traffic on the roads, and cost-wise significantly lower. So with the 100K budget, you'll be able to have X number of buses covering the complete Dubai. So it gives you now, and also buses have different advantage. When you advertise on taxis, you cannot control the route of a taxi. They roam around wherever they want to go. But buses are play only in a certain routes.
Right.
If a client wants to average only in a Jumeirah road, you can choose the route which is plying in Jumeirah. So it's much easier, target audience, and then you will be able to cover cost-wise. It's going to be significantly lower compared to the large format of hoardings. Impact-wise, it's going to give something similar to that. So all means, including the cost proposition, it is going to make a lot of sense to the clients and agencies.
Beautiful. I mean, these are like moving billboards, aren't they? Mani, that said, you're taking care of the technical aspects, you're creating great formats. How are you going to prevail upon the media planners and buyers to really look at this format?
Okay, we are engaging with them now. We are explaining them. Buses are not something new. Either bus shelters are not new. They were having some concerns. We are addressing those concerns now. Like quality of the print is something that I'm really giving more importance, so that they could see the impact of the print quality. And you will see this in next 2 months itself. You will see a significant transformation that takes place on the bus shelters visual as well as print quality on the buses. Once the client get to see the glossy feel print on the buses, they will think, yes. So that means every print has to be laminated, and then the print quality, ink depth that you need to use, it's very important as well. So that's how you will see the change. And then these are all the smaller concerns that media planners have. Other than that, but neither bus or bus shelters is not new to them. They were fond of it, and they do appreciate it. In the first 15 days of the operation itself, we have received a lot of bookings. So by next month, we'll be able to see almost, no one could say I have not seen the bus with the branding. So we have such a number of buses going to cover with the branding in Dubai streets.
Marvelous.
I'm not quoting any numbers for a reason. Our business data secrets, so I'm not disclosing those numbers, but you will definitely get to see if I mention about 82% of the population will be covered, the 82% of the population will get to see these brands everywhere.
Absolutely fair. And I think that's a very impressive number that you actually have mentioned. Mani, what category of brands would really be using this kind of format, or you believe should be using, which would be very impactful?
When you talk about a high income economy, every brands, even the premium brands, you have to use this. If you look at the new Dubai out-of-home media guidelines, 2 weeks before, they called all the media owners, they presented to us. Based on that, you will not, zone A, which is classified the most CBD areas and high premium areas, you will not be able to have any large format hoarding eventually. So that means it's moving towards the high income economy cities like London, Sydney, name it, any premium cities, including Singapore. Okay. Since you don't have the hoarding options, the large format moving hoarding is going to be the buses. So when it comes to that, if you go to these cities that I mentioned, you will see the LVMH, Louis Vuitton, or any other premium brands, they are all in the buses. So we are moving towards, the transformation is taking place towards that. So we want to have such a brands. At the same time, we also carry the mass brands like FMCGs, telcos, all other brands. So you will see a transformation, maybe 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road, you will get to see more premium brands are coming up. We do have currently ongoing discussion with some of the premium brands on a specific routes. Only those premium brands will play the role. So that means this is also more of geocentric media planning.
Right. Got that.
So slowly we elevate this.
Got that, Mani. Let's get to this point of metrics. Well, OH has done his business without audience metrics for a very long period of time, but times are changing, right? And however, that said, much of that metrics is focused on static media which is broadly roadside media. Of course, you have your media on the roadside, but these are different formats, and you have moving media as well. Looking at technology, do you think you can actually offer some interesting metrics by which clients would actually look at this format with greater intent?
We are currently engaged with one of the metrics providing company, data company here, who has been accepted by the media agencies, because a metrics has to be accepted by everyone. It has to be a common currency in the industry. So we are in discussion with them how we can bring the metrics measurement for buses and bus shelter. As I told you, we are just hardly less than a month in operation now, actual business operation. So most likely in the first 6 months, we will achieve that. We are also working with the RTA to get some form of data, which is the ridership data with the gender profile and everything together, with income profile and gender profile. So which will be helpful for us to justify the investment on the media.
All right. You also mentioned about programmatic in your while you were referring to your plans. From a programmatic perspective, do you think clients would be interested in a format like this to go the programmatic way?
Definitely, because the industry is moving forward. That if you could look at the radio, TV, everything has moved to the streaming platform. Things have gone programmatic now. So only industry was left out was out-of-home media. So now out-of-home media, through digital screens is getting into programmatic. Data are getting invented. So slowly things already I'm seeing the uptake in Malaysia. Probably this year our income somewhere less than 20% is from 0 to 10 to 20% is a big growth. So we have seen in 2023. So eventually it will take place here as well. I'm sure. Advantage of is the online digital budgets will be spent, one portion of it will be spent on here. Companies like Group M, they have a department called Nexus. So when you buy the media, you don't buy the media anymore, you buy the audiences. The budgets are spread over automatically through a cross-channel platform. Out-of-home media technically will get somewhere between 7 to 10% of those budgets. So it's going to bring in a fresh money. Even in Kuala Lumpur, what we have seen on a programmatic is the brands that we get were never advertised on out-of-home media before. So I am upbeat about the programmatic.
Wonderful. Mani, just another point to discuss is now that you've put up this beautiful format, how well will it integrate with formats like radio or digital for that matter?
When you look at the out-of-home media, the biggest advantage of out-of-home media is when you go to radio, newspaper, you have to know what group of people you're going to target. If you're looking at Indians, so you have to look at for the Indian radio. Now again, you have to look at the regional, whether you're looking at Malayalam radio, Hindi radio, or Tamil radio. Then you have to look at the age group as well. When it comes to out-of-home media, regardless of the race, who they are, you'll be able to target them. That is the biggest advantage the out-of-home media gives when compared to any other media. And this is suitable for the markets like Dubai with 140 nationalities spread across Dubai. This is the way to go.
All right. Fantastic. Now that you have set firm footprints in Dubai, what next?
Yes, that's a good question. See, like MBS mentioned, the Saudi Crown Prince, Middle East is going to be the new Europe. So we have taken our first baby steps in Dubai now. We are going to focus in this region, but no concrete plans yet. Eventually we will progress. Rome was never built overnight. And what we are today, it took 15 years for us to achieve where we are today. And we believe in the growth in a long haul investment.
Fair enough, man. Now tell me this, especially the bus shelters I'm talking about, out of 857, how many will be digitalized?
Phase 1, we are doing 100 now. And then once, based on the intake and then the response, we are planning to expand further. RTA is open to convert all the bus shelters to digital, but we have to be very careful with the investments. We are going with the phase 1 with 100 bus shelters and 100 movies to be converted into digital.
Okay. Last question from my side. I know you've been not very happy with the Indian investment. Are you looking at India as a market?
As I told you, if at all I'm coming back to India as an investment, I will only go to the private property that do internal, not facing outside. So I don't want to deal with any authorities. Any business has to be predictable and you have to be licensed. You cannot be doing the business with the unpredictable future without licensing. You will not be able to do a proper business. So based on my previous experience also, I have done the business in other countries. None of the places I lost the money. The one and only country that I lost money is the home place. So eventually, if you Of course, obviously, India is expected to be 30 trillion economy by 2050. It's a growing economy, no doubt about it. Am I upbeat about the growth of India? Definitely, the answer is yes. But when it comes to my business, it is completely unregulated industry. I want to play only in a regulated environment. So if not, I would have been having a presence in Africa. Why I'm not in Africa? Because unpredictable and no proper in place. So we cannot be doing the business, and because it's capex related investment, it's not purely a trade. If you're doing a trade, one trade is not doing good, you can wash your hands and walk away. But capex based businesses, it won't be suitable for us. So, but now I'll also put a caveat here. Yes, we are still open for India only for a privately contained environment.
Take on that note, on behalf of Media for Growth and our team, we'd like to wish you the very best and great success.